Hello everyone, welcome to another Zelda 1 Battle for Hyrule matchup. This is our second championship bracket semifinal between JSR and beeteas. Gonna go to the game feed and hand it over to John Tabin and Rando the Commando. Take me, you two.
Hey, thanks there, VX. I'm John Tabin. How you doing, Rando the Commando?
I am excited about this one. This one's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to. Hopefully, we get 3 games in because I think these runners are going to be top notch.
Yeah, it should be. It should be pretty impressive. These guys are 2 top 10 Zelda 1 runners. Their PBs are 5 seconds apart, with the caveat that JSR's PB is more recent. JSR derusted for the tournament and intends to do PB attempts afterwards. He said he's going to go for 27 this year, whereas BT just derusted for the tournament and has been doing exclusively no resets. He's getting a lot of low 30s and high 29s. JSR is doing a little bit better than that in some of his races, but not in all of them, so it could be very interesting.
Well, it's all going to be come down to level 3 a lot of times just to see how their start, what Manhandla does. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there.
JSR, the father of the level 3 manips, he was probably going to attempt that in the race. BT never learned them. He got his PB before they were a thing, and has not, because he was doing race strats, he hasn't bothered to learn it since.
Yeah, I know GSR has his own tutorial and everything. Let's look her off. All right. Almost a wood sword sync here.
This is our penultimate race. The winner of this will face Green Mario in the championship bracket finals next week.
That's going to be a good one. BTN just a little ahead of JSR here, but JSR might be going for the manip, so we'll have to wait and see if he gets one here.
Yeah, that's the thing about the manip. You have to pause outside to the timing right. So if you mess it up, it can cost a little bit of time. But of course, if you hit it.
Yeah, I don't think he got it there.
He does not, and he didn't lose that much time. He gets the first bomb and BT doesn't, so advantage JSR going to the raft.
Yeah, and BT took a hit there, so he's a heart down. So. Grabs the key, goes down. See what kind of pattern he gets. They're a little spread out here, so not really what you want, but he does a quick work with them, though, pretty good. BT gets a little bit better pattern. And his heart back.
BT only had 2 bombs, and he had to clear the first factor bomb. JSR has 7 bombs at the raft. Unless JSR has a problem with Manhandla, he's probably going to be out of level 3 first, because BT doesn't even have enough bombs to get through the wall, so he's going to have to go up and get the chute.
He might force here, though. We'll see. Nice, he gets double bomb.
I am a fool as usual. He had a count going, and
that's
not that far behind.
That's a good spot to force there, because if you come out of the staircase room, you can bomb, go right and bomb up. You can get quite a few dark nuts there. And JSR is out. Manhandla was no problem for him.
All right, let's see how BT does.
And oh no! All right, he's out too. All right.
Manhandla made us sweat, but let him out, so we got a race.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. A little behind, but definitely plenty of time to catch up. Anything can happen.
So after after Green Mario secured his match against these guys coming up on Wednesday, we had our premiere bracket final. I won't spoil it because you can go back to the Zelda Speedruns YouTube channel and watch it if you want. But both of the finalists, the premiere bracket was for newer runners, and both of the finalists got their sub 35s during the tournament, which was exactly the kind of thing we wanted. They also both ran to First Red Candle, which BT, along with Unos, pioneered as an intermediate route back in the day, and has gotten a lot of people PBs over the years.
Ooh, double fivers for JSR there.
JSR must be tracking his globals. He set it up so one of those fivers was forced. One of them was a random chance on a Zol. The rupee dropping group has the highest drop rate, so a decent shot, but not guaranteed of getting both of them.
Definitely in Skip Armo's territory already. And another fiver. And a bomb. JSR is doing really well on level 4.
Yeah.
Really.
JSR with a 406 ladder on race time. That's the 405 on his splits, because on speedrun.com we time from control race time. GG we time from L select, so there's a second difference, but a sub 4 is what you want in a PB attempt. 4.0x in a race is really good. See, a little behind.
Smooth ladder clip there by JSR. You are watching some top-notch runners here.
Hello, Livy. Yes, this is the semifinal. The winner will face Green Mario next week in the final.
A little bit of a problem in the Vire room, but not really too much trouble. See if you can get out of the 4.
JSR having to back off and pause on Gliok.
Oh yeah, he's down to 1.5 hearts here. BT's...
I think he's going to be okay, but it's just going to cost time. Yeah.
Ooh.
BT bombing very aggressively.
Yeah, down to 2 bombs. I wonder if he's going to try to force here on Gliok.
Yeah, he might. I believe BT was like the first one to say, let's force on Gliok. Now, that was back when people were running blue candles, so having bombs in the early game was much more important. Yep, he's going for it, and he... Oh, no!
Got the fiver instead.
Yeah. So the way the Gliok force works is you get infinite, you get kills on the red head for as long as the bomb rolls over it. So that'll get you to a 10th kill, which would force a bomb. Except in that case, he must have gotten to a 9th kill and forced a rupee instead of a bomb. And he stabbed the head down.
JSR doing the pirouette to unlock the front door in level 1.
Or that, or he had a either that he had a fiver stored when he got into the fight, but I don't think that's what happened.
Is he trying to build a global count now to force a bomb, or 10 count?
Yeah, it must be, because he only has one bomb, so he really needs to get a bomb force in this Stalfos room. So I think that's what these overworld kills are about.
Yeah. JSR forcing in the Korea room on his way to get his bow. See if he can
It's like no Up+A is the most hilarious thing. What no Up+A means is when JSR gets the bow in a category that allows Up+A, he would pause, press Up+A on the second controller, and then continue to the beginning of the dungeon because it's a little faster.
BT taking his time here, trying to make sure he gets both at the same time. He got his drop though. It's gonna cost him a little time though.
Yeah, but missing that bomb would cost a lot more time. So
absolutely. And
yes, they are both pressing Up and A on controller 1 a lot. They are not allowed to do that on controller 2. It's a mini warp thing.
Definitely something very popular to do in ZM1R. And JSR grabs his Triforce out of level 1, so he's going to be ready to hit his Desert Scrolls. Once you get used
JSR,
to, man, he's getting all kinds of money.
JSR has like 30 rupees. I wonder if he might go. I mean,
nah,
he used to run Blue Candle, but I don't know if he likes it enough or is de-rusted enough to do it. Some runners will, but he's
I know
not.
you're a big fan of it.
He actually, I think he was responsible for adding to the route, scrolling past the rock and coming back for it. That's right. Cantaloupe had a race where he went double 100 candle. SR had the resources that he could do the old 30-30 world record route, but it's a little, as nice as it is to have that easier mid game, it's a little risky in the front half of 5. So
JSR on his way into 2 as BT's doing his Desert Scrolls. Those Desert Scrolls can be a little nerve-wracking sometimes.
in his day, BT had better movement than anyone. He's got a little bit of rust showing. Another issue, he mentioned that diagonal pumps, which he did not do there, grabbing that hard. I didn't notice if JSR did, but he might have. Just go diagonal to save a few frames. BT's not doing that anymore because it hurts his hands, and it only saves like frames. But he can still do some crazy unbuffered clips that you don't see any other people doing. So keep an eye for stuff like that.
JSR takes a little bop from the Moldorn there. Beams would have been nice, and then he picked up the clock, slowed him down a little bit. Does he get a Troll Dondo? Yes, he does get a Troll Dongo, but not much of a problem. JSR is out of 2.
Moldorm's pattern for, well, I say that and the last guy gets away, but...
Now, if you're BT here, you're hopefully hoping that JSR is going to struggle in the Olive Garden coming up.
Yeah, if JSR has a clean run, it's going to be very hard to catch him, but this is a very high variance split ahead of him. So JSR needs to get a 10 count going into this Dark Nut fight coming up, and so he can force bombs and continue, because each of these blue Dark Nuts is going to take 8 hit points of damage, which is Swings of the Wood Sword or 2 bombs. So obviously you'd rather have bombs for as much damage in this room as possible. So this whole overworld walk is all about building that count. This fight inside 5 coming up.
And most likely JSR can see the lead that he has on BT, so if he's smart, he might just not go in it as aggressive and maybe just make sure he's careful not to get bopped so he don't lose his count.
I think JSR might be the kind of guy who doesn't think about the other guy this early. He's mentioned that he peaks in 9, but I think he may try to avoid watching the restream this early, but I could be wrong.
It's the semifinals.
Yeah.
Maybe something different in the semifinals.
Yeah. That's right. McMonkey repeating what I was sort of half remembering, that he looks at the race at very specific times. Like he looks at the silvers, he looks at the end, and I forget what the other one is. But
I see.
T-clipping up into the HUD. Some swaggy.
Still got
that clip only saves time in which you do it very, very fast, because there are obstacles in the HUD you have to walk around, so it doesn't save as much walking as it looks like it should.
Oh, he got bopped. He's gonna lost his count there. That should help out BT a little bit. And when he's down to 1 bomb. Ooh, man. This is exactly what BT would have hoped for here.
Yeah, if BT has a good room, it's game on.
It's going to take a lot of sword stabs to get these Dark Nuts down. Oh, and you take another bop.
And each of these darkness does 2 hearts of damage if you touch them, so there's that issue too. Now that he's down to 4 hearts.
BT's going to be getting in the Olive Garden here shortly, so yeah, he's going to definitely make up a lot of time here. This has definitely got him back in the game for sure, especially if he gets a good Olive Garden. And he does get his force.
That's the force.
Ooh, he got bopped though. Trying to keep those 4 bombs. Oh, no.
Ideally, you'd like these darkness to line up so you could hit them both with 1 bomb, but that's not happening.
Olive Garden is always so nerve-wracking, but in a race, it's probably even more nerve-wracking. Just because, like, it's like you said, it's got one of the biggest variances, and you know
it's definitely the highest variance room in the run for sure. And BT made up a little bit of time there, but JSR is still a few screens ahead.
Yeah, could have made up a little bit more if those last 2 dart nuts wasn't a pain for him.
Monkey asking in chat, once you use 1 to drop below 4, surely it's faster to just use another. I assume you mean bombs in the Olive Garden. It depends. I mean, in a race, you're often going to be more conservative with the bombs than you would otherwise be, because running out of bombs at the wrong time can lose ages, whereas stabbing instead of bombing only loses, a handful.
BT in trouble here. He's down to 2 hearts.
That's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's gonna really be careful with Dig Dogger.
You can take a fireball hit, but it would knock you out of the way, and really, you just want to get those swings in as fast as you can before he moves, and then you'll be fine. But the low health does make it a little tougher because you can.
Yeah,
charge
I
him
may consider double bombing here.
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I don't know what I'd do. I might. Yeah, I would consider it. I don't know if he will or not. We'll see. JSR out of 5. 15-18 race time. Gibdo is the mummies.
Oh, he's gonna go for the sword stabs.
And he got it.
He got it. Good job. A death right there would have been pretty awful.
Yeah. It's an interesting... If you don't let the fight get out of control the way BT did, and there was a threat on the last swing that he was going to need to face it longer than he ended up needing to. But if you get the fight done as fast as possible, it's not that bad. It's when you hesitate a little bit and then he starts moving.
Ball goes flying around everywhere.
Cobra asking in chat, is dying against the rule? Great question, because you can't death warp. It's a no Up+A category, meaning you can't continue, and you can't die, which does the same thing. If they do die, they will have to, if they're in a dungeon, they need to return to the room they died before the end of the run, and if they die on the overworld, they have to return to that screen immediately.
BT doing the root quarter there to kind of try to get over to the meat shop, but he cost him a little time there because he didn't quite get the clip as fast enough, and he had to wait for the Zora to get out of the way. If you do it right, it's like maybe like a 2-second time save.
The recorder, yeah.
So I'll let you explain the root quarter.
Yeah, it was discovered by roost lugs. That's why it's called that. Basically, when you whistle, when you clip into the water, so the raft interrupts the whistle, it sends you to northwest of the dungeon. So in the case of that 2-second time save he just did, he whistled to level 4 and triggered the raft, so it set him northwest of level 4 to the meat shop. Later in the run, they'll both root quarter off the coast to get to the graveyard. That's to 7, northwest of 7.
JSR had a pretty smooth arrow room there. And BT doesn't have as many arrows, so he's gonna have to do some sword stabbing and dodge the bubbles. Having a little problem with that last keys
Yeah,
there. Got any fire emojis in chat? Picking up the red candle. BT drops the meat. There's Druis.
For the recorder, yes. It's the same mechanic as the block clips and screen scrolls you see people doing.
Now this one they will double bomb. Still pretty close race. Anybody's game still.
Yeah, we got a couple things. I mean, 7 can vary a little bit, but they're through. I mean, the River Room is the highest variance part of 7, followed by the Wallmasters. Ooh, JSR forcing a bomb on the Wallmasters. Very nice.
That was nice. Does a couple things for him. Now you don't have to worry about bombs and going into 6.
Isn't there a blue candle as well? That's correct. And there are routes that get the blue candle and skip the red candle. You need some candle to enter level 8, but there are a few ways to do it. Right now, the fastest route we know is to get the red candle out of 7. But on a blue candle route, you have to get 60 rupees by the blue candle. But then you have access to some bush hundreds instead of just the northeast hundred. So that's the trade-off.
BT have to break out the arrows for those.
The difference in casual play is the red candle you can fire twice at once and as many times as you want on the screen. The blue candle you can only fire once before you transition to the screen. Doesn't matter much in the speedrun because aren't that many places you're going to use the candle more than once, except maybe the Wallmasters on red candle spawns. Spawns are better with blue candle. Okay, JSR doing the world wrap. This will clip him from the west side of the map to the east side of the map. He'll get these hearts. You need 12 hearts to get the magical sword, and these coast hearts will put him there, and once he has them, he will recorder over to the graveyard.
He's got all the bombs in the world, too. BT setting up for his world wrap. Alright, let's see if Zora stays out of JSR's way here, if he's going to be a pain. Looks like he's going to be okay, maybe. He's being careful. Ooh, popped up right there at the end, but nothing more irritating there was when you're trying to set up for that recorder and Zora just pops up right on top of you.
How do I do the screen scroll thing consistently? When you find out, let us know. You can do it somewhat consistently by practicing for years.
Yeah, it's definitely a muscle memory, like Lilo said in chat. I mean, once you get used to doing it, it gets to be pretty easy. But definitely in the beginning, it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's never easy to go fast. It eventually becomes second nature to at least get the clip and get on the pixel, but again, get the clip. But it does take there's a learning curve, and if you play this game for years, you will continue to improve at that just because it takes so much practice.
This room here with the keys is known as the Belfry Room, and GSR makes quick work of it, even though he got bopped, lost a half a heart.
Why do people recorder the Armos? Great question. So, the Armos wake time is buffered away by blowing the recorder, which makes it worth it to go to the Armos. And the reason to go to the Armos is because when Link enters through an Armos, like in level 5 or now in level 6, he skips the staircase animation, both walking into and walking out of the level. So there's that time it takes to walk over to get into the Armos, but then you get some time from the walking animation back, and by including a whistle in, because the Armos wakes up at the same time as the whistle, by including a whistle that you need to do anyway, which means this only works on a route where you're whistling up after 6, that saves about a half second overall. So
BT in trouble again. He took a lot of damage in the magical and then he took an FU beam to the face there by Orange Wizzy, so he's down to 1 heart, so he needs to be very careful here.
Yeah, this is
Be careful. Don't die. You don't want to die at this point. Not when JSR is cruising through 6. He'll be on his way to 8 here shortly. So he kills the spider and about to pick up his Triforce.
BT got a couple hearts back, so he's not quite as dire now. But
Yeah.
it did slow him down. He can tear that room up a lot faster if he has beams.
Gets a nice bomb drop from the Vire, so at least he'll be going to 8 with full pack of bombs. And JSR gets a bomb drop, so he has 8 bombs as well. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, Druis. Nice first Dark Nut room there for JSR. He came out with full hearts. Into the Blue Lagoon 2, known as. He's just making quick work of these Dark Nuts here. He is out of that one with full hearts. As BT enters 8.
JSR just destroying this level 8.
Yeah. Oh, that was really fast.
I think he's mentioned before that level 8 is his favorite dungeon, and if you're that good at fighting Dark Nuts, you can see why it would be enjoyable.
Oh man, BT just got sucked through the bomb hole there, has to go back in.
It's not great.
That's going to cost him a little time. At this point, BT's really got to hope that something happens to JSR in 9 because...
Well, we still have game 2 and 3. It's not
yeah,
over,
but I'm talking about for this game.
JSR certainly in the catbird seat, as they say.
And he just forced on Gleeok there, so definitely needed those bombs too, because he only had 2 before that. Well, I guess 3. He had to use 1 to 4s, but. It's a nice bomb from the Gibdo there. And bomb from the Blue Octo for by JSR on the way to 9, so.
Yeah. BT into Gleeok. It's about Gleeok fighting and half the overworld behind. Yes, this is best of 3.
JSR into 9 at 26, 18? So what, on pace for maybe like low 31?
Yeah.
Seems like it would be better than that as fast as he's been going. Oh, 30. Yeah, probably for JSR.
Yeah, I think you figure JSR has a good 9, it's around 5 minutes. If it's a bad 9, it's still not far north of 5:20. If it's a really bad 9, which can happen. Yeah, JSR streaming from an alt tonight.
I had a long work day, so math is hard. Ooh, the next room, he just crushed that.
Nice. Oh, the ZSR bot wants you to follow JSR's alt. He'd probably prefer you follow JSR underscore.
I was about to say, is that the one what he wants people to follow nowadays?
I mean, you're allowed to follow that, but he just does like practice and stuff on there, so he's gonna be he's not gonna be there to entertain you. He's there to.
The secret is out now. Ooh, left patcher by beeteas, taking some bops. Oh, that kind of hurts. And JSR entering reverse seed. One of the toughest rooms in 9 here. Trying to do the bomb strats. Kind of got a bad pattern there, so he's having to sort down some of these Wizrobes, and he does a pretty good job of it. I missed the next room from BT. It must have been good because it went pretty fast. JSR picks up his silvers at 28:35-ish, maybe. So mid 30, 2-minute drill here for JSR, as long as nothing doesn't go wrong. Clips through the block there to avoid the pancakes. Ooh, got a clock in the reverse C. He also has really good patterns too, so that helps out. And he does that double clip to go through the middle block in reverse C, which is pretty hard to do. Not for these runners though. JSR gets a clock in the trap room down to 3.5 hearts, so he's gonna have to be careful. We don't want to take a death here.
Why is it called the next room? Because right before you go in there, the old man says, go to the next room. Oh, that's the next room.
Just gotta be careful with Patcher 3, and JSR should be okay, as long as Ganon don't give him any problems.
Yeah.
Caliber of these runners usually don't ever die to Ganon, but anything can happen, I guess. And makes short work of Patcher 3, so here we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh man. He's still got to dodge the fire in Zelda's room, but...
I have seen JSR die again in races before, and it really seemed like that might happen again, but nope.
Oh man,
he,
so that was like 30-38 maybe?
30-38 on race time.
Promise I won't tell Shaddy that.
See with the swag bomb.
See if BT gets a little bit better Ganon. Oh, oh. He still managed to get it with no problems, so... GG's to our runners for the first race. GG to JSR for finishing first, and BT for finishing second at what, 31-25.
So, yeah, just less than a minute apart. Pretty solid runs from both of them. They can both do better, so stick around because they might.
Yep. Race 2 coming up.